Hola. Hold on, let me hold on. I'm here. I'm just not my camera's not on. Let
I
me.
don't know why my picture doesn't come up anymore.
It's it. If you go in your settings, you should be able to see. Um, it's like, well, you've had it before. Yes, I don't know. That's weird.
Mhm. It feel like it's like it come up when it feel like it.
Um, yeah, I've been sick for the last few days, so I've been like trying to push through. But I wanted to make sure we continue with the Dancepreneur. I know I sent out emails to everybody today that's passed and students that just finished the program to be able to start joining in. So I know those are going to be happening over the next couple of weeks. But really quick, um, I do want to go through like now talking about some of you guys' actual businesses and where we are with that. I know Robin, for sure, you should have some more clarity with everything that we were talking about prior to now.
Yes.
Oh wait, let me turn my volume up. I can't hear. Okay, what'd you say?
I just say yes.
Oh, okay. So where are we? What's needed? What's some of the things that we're gonna get done or you're looking to do in the next couple of months?
Well, right now I was going back and forth with Navy Federal with my debit card with them.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what's holding me up with the business account. But I got it. It's activated. So hopefully I'll get that application. I got the application started, so now I have to finish it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So I'm there with that. And as far as the dance classes that I was going to do, I finally got a space and I secured it.
Oh, good.
Um,
Was that for the event or for long
for the
term?
little one.
Huh?
For the little one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Okay.
So I got a space secure with that. So now my sister is going to help me with my website so we can get that up and running. And
Okay.
hopefully I can get and the workshop. I didn't do the workshop because the young man that was going to help me broke his ankle.
Okay.
So we'll hopefully do that through over the summer. So that's
Gotcha.
what I'm hopefully doing between now and I guess July. Trying to just get everything situated and then the kids start in September.
Okay, nice. All right. Hey Roxy, sorry, my camera's not on. I've been under the weather the last few days, so didn't want to not have class, but
Hey y'all, hey, no worries. I'm not sure why my picture not showing, so I'm
That's what
sorry
I
about
just
that.
said.
oh, I
My
don't
picture always shows. I don't know what's going on,
know.
but I hope you feel better. Oh, I'm sorry. Guess who I ran into today, Kiki?
Oh,
Johnny. Are you familiar with the name named Johnny?
Jo- Johnny, Johnny. I know a
Just let me
Johnny.
go to my phone real quick. hmm He's our frat to be at McCray.
Oh yes, I literally was about to say the only Johnny I know, and I was like, well, this is gonna be random, so she probably not talking about him. Was Johnny
Yep.
McCray?
Yes,
Oh my gosh!
the Johnny McCray. So, I'm sorry, I ain't mean to, jump in and start
No, no,
talking.
no.
I'll be
Just talking.
y'all good. We good. I keep going. Okay, so you remember I told you last week about I had a job interview Friday in Georgia.
Yes.
And so I was down. I just got back from Georgia today, and so I went to the job interview Friday. I believe I believe it was freaking awesome, but I don't. I'm trying to make
Yeah.
sure I calm down and not get overly excited. And then they be like, "Oh, we're gonna keep moving forward and look for someone else,"
Mhm.
because that's been honestly hitting me left and right. So it's actually been getting to me, and I'm excuse me, still trying to stay prayed up and steadfast and unmovable, but that life been difficult, but I'm still moving forward.
Yes.
Nevertheless, um, while I was there on my way coming back, because I've flown in from DC. And so I was in the airport not too long ago, and I was getting breakfast and I'm waiting for my flight. And I'm sitting there, and a guy came in, he sat beside me, and I was just like about to give her the order or whatever. And I was trying to figure out where to put my bags. Long story short, he's like, where you flying to? I was just like, oh, I'm about to go to DC. I was like, well, where you flying to from or whatnot? He was like, oh, I just finished leaving Florida because something big happened in Florida, something in dance or something like that. And he was going to New Orleans, and he was just like, yeah. I was like, oh, okay, well, that's what's up. And he was like, well, what do you do? And I said, well, I'm an educator. I said, however, I am a professional choreographer and dancer and performer, whatnot. And he was just like, no. I said, yes, I am. And he was just like, that's what I do too. And he was like, have you that's why I was in Florida from. He was talking about FAMU and how they just like how he created a dance thing, and he came from off the band and all this other stuff. And I was just like, so where you live at again? He was like, I live here. I was like, you gotta know Kiki. He was like, Eli? I was like, yes. He was like, I know you. Like, then we were just on 12. Like we was all loud, we was all laughing, and I was just like, yeah, that's my mentor, that's my coach. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe it. And I was like, you know what's so even crazy is after I worked with her, because I just finished doing the room, and since I've been with her, like mad doors been opening, but unfortunately I had to close the doors because I'm all the way in DC and I can't do these rehearsals and all these auditions coming in. And so I'm trying to figure out life. And so I showed him a couple of videos of some choreography and performances that I'm doing. And he was just like, oh my God, no, you got to get down here. He was just like, do you know about Coachella? And he was like, do you know about, that movement and all that? He was like, that's Kiki, that's me. That's like, he was naming so much stuff. And I was like, I'm about to freak out right now. He was like, yeah, I don't know. She already know about me. And I was just like, let's take a picture. And I don't know if I have your personal information or not. Like, I don't know if I have your cell phone, because I was like so fired up. I was like, no, for real, I know her. And I was like, and after I worked with her, that's when I realized that we're both sorors. He was like, I'm your bro. And it just went way dumber after that. I was like, God, God, God. And so right after I met him, I watched my sermon because again, I follow Pastor Michael Todd and Transformation Church. So I watched my sermon, and the sermon was, I have fresh failure. And what that failure is that we get so afraid of just because we are Christians doesn't mean that we ain't gonna never fail before. Like it's gonna happen. It's inevitable. But here's the thing about that. In the midst of those failures, we got to realize that if he is for us, then who will be against us? So everything is for our good. So stop having that fear of I don't know, is this going to work? Or, or even having the fear of, because something did happen before that you've done and you didn't do so well in it, because so you got fear of the future and then also fear of the past. He was just like, that's going to keep you stagnant. And so instead of being so stagnant about it, you got to step out on faith, because the more fear you have, and yet you end up, superseding through it, that's how much your abundance of faith is going to grow, and you're going to grow, and you're going to be in the places that I need you to be, because I know the plans for you. The more you go through the things that you're going through, the better things going to get. So instead of saying, oh my God, this happened, instead it says you need to rejoice and find joy in what's happening, because greater things are coming. And so I said, oh my God. Oh my God. And I'm in the middle of, should I let my education thing go and really pursue my dream in dance and acting and singing? And like I told him, with me being, since I've been with you since, mid-February, almost late February, nothing but opportunity. And it's like auditions, like it's not that I got them, but it's just the factors of these doors that have been opening to these individuals that I've never had open for in my life. And so I'm just like, have to unfortunately tell him, no, I can't do the rehearsal because I'm in DC, or no, because I got to go to work. And then I'm in a position where it's like, and I got people around me like, when is this other opportunity going to come again? You're going to have to get in a position, Roxanne, where you got to really think about, do you really want it, or you just want it as a hobby?
Yes.
Which one is it going to be? Yes. And it's frightening here. And it's even more frightening because you got somebody that you can really trust, but you're not used to it, because everybody that you always trusted always didn't come through. But then now that you got somebody that you really can trust, and now you just nervous about trusting them because everybody else failed you. Now you're looking at them like, you gonna fail me too. And it's like, no, you gotta do what you gotta do. You're gonna have to. This is the only way you're gonna know if it's gonna work is if you really do it. That's the only way you're gonna know. So you can't be stagnant in that. And so I had to make a declaration. And so I'm choosing me now. I'm
Wow.
choosing me now.
That is
So
so powerful. And like
yeah.
in such a short amount of time,
Yeah.
the time
Yeah.
that you started to now, to have already kind of like gone through a lot of things that normally probably wouldn't transpire in that amount of time. It would take a little longer.
Everything back to back. So Chloe Bailey had something. Chloe Bailey had an audition, I would say like a week or so ago. I just sporadically, I know I'm not in LA. I know I'm not where she is, but I was just like, what are the, I'm gonna just shoot I'm gonna shoot one of my videos of me dancing. And she wanted us to do a poster board as to what you would say to your ex. And so I just shot it up there. You know, I'm like, what are the odds? Why I get a call back talking about, here's the address, here's what we're gonna do, this was gonna happen. And I'm like, I can't even go.
Oh my God.
I shot it up just to see what would be the odds.
Yes.
Not looking at it at, oh, this is what I really want to do. I won't even looking at it. That's what I really want to do. I just did it to be like, okay, it's Chloe Bailey. What are the odds? I don't know. I'm not gonna be looked at like that. And next thing I know, it was like, here's the address, here's the phone number, here's how much we're gonna pay you. Come this way.
Wow.
This is the interest that you need to take. And I'm like, in a
Yes.
position and a place of a school that don't respect me, don't value me, don't do none of the stuff that I feel like they need to be doing for me. But like God told me, they can't do for you the way that need the things that need to be done, because they can't see you the way I see you, because they don't see me.
No.
So man, I'm just like, this is it's crazy. It's crazy, but it's awesome, but it's crazy. And I'm just like, I can't keep telling these people no. I can't keep telling these people no. And so that's why I was telling you, man, I was like, I gotta figure it out. I have to get away from here, because most stuff is happening for me and, you know, close to you guys. And I'm just like, yeah.
I mean, that's the thing, is like, you know, even with us doing this portion of the program with like the dancepreneur, the entrepreneur side, the side that is, you know, there are many factors that allow you the space to feel the nervousness and like the uncertainty, or like, you know, you're unsure, but you know deep down there is no other option. It's just like, or do I just stay where I'm, you know, I'm complacent or content. I mean, you're not even really content because they don't value you there. So, you know, it's just a matter of time before you're gonna do it anyway. If you already know what's ahead, it's almost like you already, you know, you already got the signs, you already understand what it is, and now you just have to plan. You know, it's different if you are still back and forth, like, I don't know, I'm not sure. It's like, oh no, I know, I'm sure for sure I ain't gonna be here. So let me just start making my plan. Like, whatever that looks like. It may not be tomorrow, but whatever that looks like, you can start doing that. That is gonna be more exciting. And more like, for me, when I was getting ready to move to LA, I was like so giddy, but like scared as hell. But you know, and didn't have no money like that. You know, I'm about to drive across the country in my little Honda Accord. Are you serious? Like, you're crazy. And I'm like, I'm gonna figure it out. I don't know. I have no clue. My friend that did drumline with me, she convinced me. She's like, look, if you want to do this, you're gonna have to move to LA, because that's where it's happening. That's where they at. And I was like, okay. I mean, I got my degree. I don't really have I'm substitute teaching, and I'm working at a high school sponsor, and I'm choreographing like here and there for the Hawks. And I just did this movie. Oh, nah, this ain't it. I know that there's more for me. I know there's more for me. So as scared as I was, I already knew, okay, just got a plan. And I feel like when I did it, it was like we literally wrapped that movie in like December, January, and by May I was like hitting it across country to California. And not a clue. I'm telling you, they ain't have no agent. I ain't know nobody, whatever. But I just like, I don't know, but I can't stay here. I can stay here. I can stay here and just, you know, do what I can with whoever I know, and, you know, make it work. And maybe things will come, and obviously we see now where it's at, but when I was here, this was not how it is. It wasn't here. It wasn't popping in Atlanta. You talking about 20 years ago. So it
Yeah.
wasn't this now. And I was like, well, I gotta go. Because I'm gonna regret it if I don't. I'm gonna regret not believing enough in myself, regardless of how I was okay with the struggle. I was okay with, shit, I know it's gonna be rough. I understand. I'm preparing myself for that, whatever that looks like.
Yeah.
I'm
And
preparing.
that was what's in the word. The word says, just because you're a Christian doesn't mean that failure not going to happen. So he
Yeah.
said you need to start factoring failure in your life.
Yes.
Factor it in. Factor it in.
Girl,
Like, oh,
factor
it
in
may
even
not
when
be
you make
easy.
it.
Yeah, it ain't gonna be easy, but guess what? It's still doable. It's that things are gonna happen. So when I went to I hung up with my best friend since the third grade, and when I was telling her all of this, she was just like, Roxanne, you've been doing this. This is who you are. She was just like, those kids. I know you got your kids and all this other stuff, but they at an age now that they can just figure it out. She was like, but this
Yeah.
this is you got to now. Like you can't keep doing. You have to now. You have to now. And I was like, yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah. But because acting is my big thing too. So when I was telling them, because they was just
Girl.
like, yeah, girl, we watch BMF. I was like, do you not know? Let me tell you something about BMF.
No,
And I was like, I don't
like
want.
don't look, all y'all. Let me tell you right now. Y'all can be on BMF right now, literally. Clyde Bailey, CAB Castings. They are booking extras, or they are shooting like as we speak. They are on episode 403 this week. So it's like what you're saying is not out of reach or like so far-fetched. You will be on a set if you want to. That's like,
And not if I gotta get up there, because going through the room and all that, I don't get it wrong, I love it, but it gave me the reality that I can do some of that stuff, but I'm my main focus would be definitely the sets.
yeah,
That's where I'm at. I'm
yeah,
trying to do
yeah.
all of that. I'm trying to do all of that because I got a lot to give. I got a lot to give, and so that's where I'm at. So yeah, that's why I'm like, I gotta I just got to do it and just find the time to create those profiles and all that stuff from
Yeah.
because I put my information on CAB, but it's another website or whatnot that you gave us that I
Mhm.
just haven't done yet because with this school stuff, just being
Yeah.
in a way. So it's just that. But nevertheless, I'm excited and I know
Yeah.
what I got to do because the sermon was a confirmation of it. But then meeting Johnny,
Johnny,
oh my
Johnny
God.
McCray. Oh yeah, that was a huge sign.
He was like, "You coming
And
back?"
then
He was like, "You coming back, right? Because you got to come to Seal Suckers and you got to do this." And he's like, "We're gonna look out." He was like, "I'm gonna help you with your website." I'm like, "You gotta."
yes.
He was like, "Why you don't have a YouTube yet? Look at all this work that you've done, Roxanne. You working with kids and you did a whole tribute to Missy Elliott and she don't know about it. Do you
Oh
not know that she
my.
will ask you for? She will actually pay you to help." He was like, "What are we doing?" He was like, "Say less. I got your information now." Because I was quick with it. And that's one thing I love because before I even got with you, you confirmed that having your information like that QR code or something like that. I think it
Yeah.
was either you, Sid, somebody else. It was I have that stuff because you never know who you'll meet. And I was ready. I was like, man, this is
Yeah.
exactly what I just learned from Kiki. I was like, here, no, scan my stuff. And it was so ironic that we both had the same thing dealing with the QR codes. And I was just like, this is so
Yeah.
awesome.
No, it's
So
real.
yeah.
Well, that's good. I'm happy, that you experienced that. And sometimes you have to hear it in another way or experience it another way for confirmation. And that's for everybody. Like you'll constantly, interact, or something will happen that will trigger like, okay, wait, is this a sign, or is this it's like it's not a coincidence when a lot of those things happen, which is it lets you know like you're on the right path also. So don't ignore those at all. That's so good. I'm excited for you.
Me too. Thanks you.
Um, okay, so anybody really. We were talking about, where you guys are on um some of the tasks, or when we're talking about the businesses and stuff that we want to set up. Is there anything anybody has a question first about, that, but where are you specifically when it comes to what you're doing? Have you come up with an idea? Do you have your like a plan of action? Like what's kind of the layout that we see when it comes to actually setting up your business or LLC and stuff like that? I know a few of you have already started your LLCs, but I wanted to hear a little bit more of where you are.
I can give an update.
Yes.
Uh-oh. Can you hear me? I'm in my car.
Yeah, I can hear you.
So I got the LLC, the EIN, the bank account set up. I actually got back from Raleigh last night. I got booked for my first music video for a gospel artist, and I
Yes.
was
Very
excited
good.
to when she sent me the funds. I was excited to, give her
Yes.
my bank account information. I used the funds to
Oh my God.
buy my plane ticket, and she had somebody come get me from the airport. We just had a fun day. So that
Yes.
was really um, that was a big deal to me. My heart was so full
Oh
because
my
I've
gosh.
spent so many years like just doubting myself and counting myself out before I even start anything. And for me to just, just say yes, even when it came to reaching out to you and you had already closed it, but it just happened to be open. And I was just like, oh, yes, okay, today's my lucky day. And so now I'm going to start talking to her, giving all of her feedback, and everything she's done was super inspiring, and also to meet her team as well. So I'm gonna start doing my pop-ups that have been in the works. So dance fitness is kind of my kind of passion, in addition to getting into acting a little bit. And what I've been wanting to do, I'm going to recertify to get my personal training certificate, but I'm also going to add nutrition in it. And I'm going to start doing these pop-ups for dance fitness classes. And then I'm also going to do different kind of genres as well, like ballet, jazz, modern, all that good stuff. And so I'm going to start kind of working on that. I'm looking for a dance studio to kind of rent out right now to have it. So I'm going to add all that to my website, and everything else, just really trying to get out here, put my face out here. And I did create a profile on Backstage. I think that's the only one I did two. I can't remember the other one, but just putting myself out here. I'm gonna work on my social media content, and I've been failing at that. But the goal is to, just receive opportunities, and as they come, just continue to say yes and see what comes of it.
Yes. Oh my gosh. That is so, I was like about to cry when you said, yes, I gave them my business bank account information. Okay.
Yes, I was excited. You
That
should
is
have been
a
seeing
big
the
deal.
grin on my face. Oh, let me give you my card. This is my debit card, and my debit card has like my business on it, made to move LLC. So it's just so amazing just to see it. When you plan for it for so long, then it actually happens.
Yes.
Thank you,
Uh,
thank you, thank you. This has been everything for me.
yes. Oh my God. No, that is so good. Can you imagine if once everybody like is doing that, like how we're moving? I mean, I know it takes time, obviously, to see change, but as a collective, when the numbers are like, yeah, like we all are moving like this and we are handling business, doing our stuff on the side here and there. We still working, do, but it's like, yeah, but the business part is so important because now we won't be looked at as just, oh, you're just a dancer. It's like, no, I'm not just a dancer. I am a industry professional. I have my own business as well. Like when you start talking like that, it just changes things. So I'm so proud of you with that. And I look forward to even just hearing more like, oh yeah, my business is doing this, my business is doing that.
Excited. Yeah, I'm excited.
Yes, I'm here for it. And then what's even crazier is like once y'all what's dope is you'll start to do like collabs with other businesses. So like your business and another business can be doing something. Like when you said the pop-ups, I thought about like, oh, that'd be dope if she did her business collab with somebody that, did something that would be like an attribute to your company, and it may be in another field or another product or whatever, but it's like you start joining forces, and that's how you grow.
Yes.
That's how you like you meet other people in other lanes and other genres in the networking aspect. And then, it's just like it's spreading. So you'll see how, yes, dance is always going to be there, but the world is huge, and it's not just dancers. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yeah, it's a lot of people out here, and I want to make sure they know who I am as a, yes, as a dancer, but as a business. Like, so that's dope. That's gonna be amazing. So, does anybody else want to share? Hey, Breeze. Yes, go ahead.
Okay, so just start off by saying thank you again. You are forever wonderful, forever inspirational. From once I started my business back in March, I've been doing great. I usually do like privates. So I'm teaching dancers like acro, hip hop,
Yes,
tap jazz, all that good stuff.
yes.
Um, and I like set up the business account, right? But I feel like I struggle with bookkeeping, and I don't think I necessarily know how to go.
Mhm. No, that's everybody struggles with that, because we're not necessarily bookkeepers or accountants or financial advisors or anything like that. Like that's, I don't do that either. I understand completely. And what's cool is that you are tapped into that early. Like you know what I'm saying? Oh my God, when I first started a business, like let's just say I went out and okay, I'm gonna get a, because between when I started and now, I've had more than one LLC or more than one business. But when I first started, like, okay, I'm gonna do this business thing. I don't really know what I'm doing, but I'm just gonna go out here and figure it out. It's like nobody ever really explains that to us on purpose. On purpose. It's not something that this is like broadcast. They're not running to tell y'all to go take business class or learn financial literacy, or like, hey, make sure you understand how to do profit and loss and checks and balances and taxes. They're not doing that. They don't want you to learn any of that. They want to keep you, hey, you're gonna work for somebody else. You cannot be out here trying to start your own thing. That's not how this works. You need to be at a company, and they need to pay you, and you take your little check and you go deposit it and go about your day. No, we're not about to tell you how to run a business. Like, what? Now, the good thing is that we know better. Like, well, yeah, that ain't gonna work for me. I'm going, look, I might go out here and mess up and, make mistakes, but I'd rather do that trying than like not do it and like, be content with y'all telling me I can't build my own business. So what I would say is that number one, it's great that you are already in tune and like aware of like, hey, well, I'm not really great at when we're talking about bookkeeping and stuff like that. So I'm not sure exactly what I need to be doing, what I don't need to be doing. I'll say the first thing is you start figuring out like with the income aspect, like what money is coming in. And I'm gonna be honest, in the beginning, it's gonna be hard to like if your business isn't like up and running on its own, meaning there's like money flowing in constantly from actual sales or bookings or whatever, right? In the beginning, you are the business. You're going to be supplying the income, or you're going to be paying for expenses from your personal, because your business hasn't like been set up yet long enough to operate on its own. So don't don't be so hard on yourself in the first like couple of years. I'll be honest. The first few years, like you give yourself the time to really figure out, okay, well, if I'm doing bookings for privates, the money that is coming into for these bookings, yes, it's going to my business, but I still need the money to pay my bills, right? So if the business doesn't necessarily have to pay if the business is supposed to be really paying your personal bills, that's why we have to figure out how do we set up ourselves to pay ourselves. So if I make $500 and I need 200, right now at 500, then my business needs to pay me $200 so that I can pay my personal bills. That way, the business expense was a $200 for this month, you know, and you can have it expensed out, but it went to the quote unquote CEO or the owner of the business as like an expense. Now, when you get later down the line, you will set up yourself as an employee where you would actually be paying yourself. It could be a weekly or a monthly amount that's like a salary for yourself, and don't try to like figure that out now. I'm gonna tell you that's something that you'll do down the line, but in the beginning, just do your best. I'm saying that, like, don't put so much pressure on yourself to be like, oh my God, like I gotta have all this. No, you don't. Do your best to know what your expenses are. If you can separate, obviously you want to try to do that. Like try your best. If you're getting paid for something that's personal, like somebody, like you getting paid for a job that had nothing to do with the privates, that's your personal income. But if you're getting money from your privates, from your classes, from anybody that's paying you for a service, that money needs to go into your business bank account. As much as possible, try not to use that money, but I understand life is lifing and things need, hey, I got to pay this bill. Personal money has not come in yet, so I'm going to have to use some of my business. And so the only thing you don't want to do is like, it's great that you have a separate accounts because then you don't have to do the commingling of money from one account. It's like, okay, no, my personal account is here and my business account is here. That does not mean that some of the money from your business is not going to be in the personal, or some of the personal not going to be, you know, that's going to happen. So don't try to like stress out about that. But if you can practice, I will say that if you can practice until you're able to not have to do that, practice not using the business account for personal, you know, expenses. So like going to buy some clothes and going to eat and, you know, going to get stuff like that's a personal thing. Try not to use the business account for that. Try only, and if you need to do those things, then you have to pay yourself. So that way, the money that's coming out of that account, it doesn't say, you know, Zaxby's, Dunkin' Donuts, Starbucks. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't have those itemized in there. It only has payment, or it could be normally like Zelle, or you know what I'm saying, to your you know what I'm saying? It just has that. It
Right.
doesn't say.
So okay, so do you feel like Zelle, like when they put in the like Zelle memo that is for
Yeah.
data private, is that proper
No.
documentation?
If who does Zelle?
Like say I'm doing like a private with one of my dancers and like
Yes.
put in their private like memo that it's a private,
Yes.
is that documentation?
Yes, that's perfect. That's like if they Zelle you and they're doing it for private, it's going to show what that income is and like what the service is. So yeah, that's perfect. And then when you are Zelling yourself like money, like you're paying yourself, you can say payment to owner or CEO. You know, if you got a CEO of your company, you just put payment. Don't put payment for food to see, you know what I'm saying? Like it's like no
Right. And it would
payment.
be more so like paying it, like I think it does make sense to like pay it like because I think I was talking to one of my brother's friend, and she told me that, oh, hold on, give me one. Oh, she told me that if I were to pay myself like the amount of money that I would make per hour from my dance studio,
Mhm.
instead of like paying myself that whole lump sum
Yeah.
and just having it like these are the hours that I worked and this is what I would make per hour.
Yeah. So you're saying like break it down to are you okay, do the business, you want the business to pay you as the instructor?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you can do that.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. Yep. Like yeah, the business hired me to like yeah, because I've done that. So like my business hired me to choreograph for this
Mhm.
artist or whatever. And out of the money that whatever, let's say they paid a certain amount, but out of that money, it was only it was a smaller amount that was paid to me to choreograph. And so that, yeah, so then I hired myself to choreograph. So that was my rate for whatever. So yeah, it's just, yeah, that's a perfect example.
Love it.
Yeah. And the thing is, it's just like, it's really just practicing that habit of doing it like that. Like you just get in the habit of, it's just a different way of approaching how we operate, versus, I mean, honestly, if we weren't talking about business, everybody would just, we make money or we get paid for a job and it's like we spend it and, just on to the next. And we're not really being cognizant of what are we doing with the money, or are we documenting, or is this like, what's the point if we just gonna keep getting
And I
random?
think that was my biggest thing, like it was the documentation of it that I was scared of. So then I was
Yeah.
honestly scared to pay myself from it. So I just like didn't touch it. I just let the money go in there and I was like, don't pay anything out and just leave it.
I mean, if you can do that, that's good though. If you can, like the business can just make money and you don't have to spend out yet, like just so that you can start to create some capital
Mhm.
for your business, because you're gonna need to reinvest that money into anything like marketing or promotional stuff. When we're talking about websites and flyers, and you know what I'm saying, like you're gonna spend the money, like trust me, as you grow and the business growing, you're gonna be spending more money on the business. You're just reinvesting that money back
I
into.
love it. I think I never thought about, because I think like I was thinking, hey, okay, the money's going in there, but I never knew what to do with the money until you just said the reinvested in the
Mm-hmm.
and that. So never thought of it.
Mm-hmm. Just reinvest it, because now okay, like, okay, how can I get more customers? All right, I need to think about what kind of promo can I have. I need some video of me doing my privates, and I needed to be edited. All that shit costs. So now you're talking about, okay, in my camera, that's an expense. If I have to get somebody to edit for me, whatever, what cost is that? That's an expense. If I later down the line, if I'm trying to do run ads on my promo for my video, like that's an expense. So it's gonna continue to, obviously you want to keep the cost down in the beginning, like as minimal as possible, but you're going to eventually start, accruing some type of expense for your business, but it's only reinvesting. So the money you make, just think of it like, all right, I'm about to put it back in my business, making sure, like for me, there's so many things that you end up having to pay for, that's admin stuff, like for me, I have to do automation for all of my anything I'm posting and promoting. There's an automated response, right? Y'all, all of y'all are individuals that have been a part of the automation on my
And I'm
page.
glad to be in the number.
Yeah, so you like, okay, I say comment room, and then you get it's automated. So that Insta is called App Mobile Monkey, and it's a cost, right? So it's, okay, I'm gonna pay $10 a month for this app. Okay, cool. So that's $10 a month. There's an expense right there. Now I can go down the list of every expense from, oh, we have Zoom. Okay, that's a monthly expense. Okay, oh, we got different types of like pay, how you taking your money, how are they paying you outside of Zelle, because eventually Zelle, you're gonna want to be able to send a link to somebody to make their payment for their private, right? So that's called, you can use Stripe, they got Square, they got like all these different finance, like third party type of payment plans. So those costs, that's like, okay, that's a monthly for that. And so just think about, as you grow, you're going to want to grow that business. So whatever money you're going to make, you're going to have to end up reinvesting a portion of that back into the business, so that it frees up some options for you. Because if everybody's like, well, I don't have Zelle, you don't want to do Cash App. So you're going to be like, well, hey, I have Stripe, or hey, I have Square, or hey, I have, PayPal, whatever, invoicing, whatever, PayPal, that's a monthly cost. So you'll see quickly things cost that, like, they add up. And then you start, okay, let's say you want to do merch. All right, what does that look like? It just continues on, and it's good because as you grow, your business will grow, and then you'll be able to see what works, what doesn't work. And then in the beginning, obviously you want to keep it as minimal as possible, but I do, want you to know, like, okay, if I'm talking about spending money, make it being money that's spent in the business, for the business rather. So you don't want to take your money that you made and you spending it on frivolous things that, it's like, well, is this going to help my business? No, okay. What's gonna help my business? All right, I gotta make sure maybe I got the right camera because I want to make sure I film my privates, that the quality has to be nice so people are like, ooh, I want to take a private from him and do like, think about it like that. And then Canva is another app that you will end up using because you're gonna wanna add some effects. It's like it's great. There are plenty of free apps too, but you'll eventually have to like pay something that's monthly. And so that's when you start looking at your expenses, and that's when you're like, all right, let me make sure I'm keeping my costs down in the beginning until I can like afford to do all these things. But as you grow, just be okay with reinvesting back into your business for the long term. So think long term. Where you see it, where you see your business, where do you see your business from now in 5 years, and then from 10 years, and then that's gonna tell you how you need to be moving in the beginning. If you have a long term vision for it, and then some stuff you won't really know. It won't be like picture perfect clear, but at least you'll have like, okay, I know in 5 years from now, I want to be able to reach dancers a certain, market or a certain area. Like, what does that look like for me? And then look at other people that are doing what you're doing and see what they're doing. Also, like, there's a thing that you have to do with competitors. Like, hey, okay, let me see how are they promoting themselves for their private. Some people, I mean, that's a great lane. I'm telling you, the privates, that's great because people like privates. People like private, especially dancers, like especially dancers that's not like class takers like that or feel comfortable taking class, or even with parents and kids, you can market to kids. I mean, like that lane is wide open. You can, I would hit up dance studios like, hey, if you're ever needing a faculty member or staff or a choreographer or teacher, that I do privates, whatever. Like there's plenty of dancers, I'll say that love privates, and I don't do privates because the good thing about privates is you can charge more, obviously. So there's a factor in there as far as pricing that you can upcharge for, and you can show why it costs more to do a private, like the benefits of doing a private, and this is why it will cost you whatever your price is, versus going to class. Do the pros and the cons. Like the pros of being in a private with me, and then you got to get in front of the camera. It's so much. Like you can really kill it. You can kill
that right there.
Yeah.
That right there. That's the one. What? This is why.
Yeah. Yes, get in front of the camera. You tell them why they need to have a private with you. Tell them why. You got to tell them why. You can't let them guess or figure it out on their own. You have to tell them why you have to sign up for private, and the benefits of taking a private with me are, and lay it out.
Damn. See, I was always on the come and find out.
No. No, you can't leave it up to them to decide. You have to tell them like why. Because somebody doesn't know, and then that's also, it's easier marketing, and it's easier for somebody to share that video with somebody else that like, oh yeah, I just took a private with Reese. Here's a video, and now they're seeing why. So and that's trust me, word of mouth is very great market. That a lot of people that have done this program is word of mouth. It wasn't even from like Instagram like that. So word of mouth. And then yes, if your videos and your marketing stuff is like compelling and people are attracted to that and they want to like, okay. And then you can offer some, I don't know, it's so many ways you could do that. Like seriously. It's a great lane to be in. And it's doing what you love,
And loving what I do.
Yeah.
While I do it.
Yeah. Yes. I love it. Okay, yeah, I can't wait to hear more about that one.
Yeah, thank you so much. I can't wait till I tell you.
Okay. Okay, go ahead, Tamika.
Yeah, I just had a question about the like taxing. Like, do you recommend setting aside money for taxes? Like, how does the taxes work on the business account?
Mm-hmm. How does the taxes work on the business account? Like, what do you mean when you're like filing, or?
The same, like, cause I don't remember if I told you, but I did have like a business that I was trying to do years ago, and I vaguely remember the steps that I took, but I do remember something about having to do taxes quarterly. So I don't know if it's the same thing. Like, if it's the
Yeah.
same thing. Okay,
Yep.
so so how do what do you recommend as far as like when you do start really making the money and stuff like that, how to go about the taxes part?
Yeah, and I would definitely suggest you get a tax accountant or CPA or financial advisor when it comes to that, so that they can help set that up. But yeah, it's just what you said. You would just be doing quarterly
Or quarterly?
payments. Yeah, because when you become a business, you are no longer, how do I say it? You won't be getting like a tax return, a refund. You know how like,
Oh, no?
so, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh
Okay.
no. Once you become a business, it's okay. So the reason why businesses, the taxes are set up, the tax codes and all that are really set up for businesses, like employers, right? So the idea is that when you have a business, you're not trying, you won't be getting money back from the government, because technically all of your all of the expenses that your business like accrues, you do want to get expenses, but it's the money that is coming out. So like for instance, if your business, let's say your business makes over 40,000, you eventually won't be in like the same tax bracket. It goes up to like a S corp. And then you have like the S corp, and then C corp is like when like incorporated, you're like making, 500,000 to 1 million and over. So it's different tax brackets, but as long as you are a business, the business won't be necessarily getting a refund, because some of those expenses are going to be coming from your personal. But
Mm.
your personal, yes, like you'll still get, your refund if you get one. Sometimes you owe. So with the businesses, you're always going to owe, because there are no taxes being taken out of your money. So like if you are working on, let's say I'm a business, and a company hires my business to do their tour, right? And they're not paying me on a W-2. They didn't have me fill out no W-2. They asked for a W-9. They asked for a W-9, which means I'm gonna get a 1099 for the amount of money that they paid me, which means there were no taxes taken out on that money, which means that I owe taxes. So yes, you can owe a certain amount, but it doesn't have to be a whole lot. It could be amount where you're like, hey, well, but my expenses were this amount. So you want to always try to show like, okay, well, I made this amount of money, but these are my expenses. So it'll, even though I owe taxes on a certain amount of money, the expenses kind of like try to balance it. Now, most of the time, it's not going to be where all of a sudden you don't owe nothing. You're going to owe something. I'll tell you that. You're going to owe something, because it's just, that's just how it is. Now, you definitely need a CPA or a tax accountant or a financial advisor that can help set that up. And in the beginning, don't stress too much about it. I think keep it as simplified as possible. Just be aware of like money that might be coming in, that you're getting paid, that you're going to actually that you're going to make sure that you're taking account for. So are you going to claim the money? Like, let's say you made $10,000 in privates. I'm just going off Labrise. Let's say Labrise made $10,000 in privates last year, or this 2024, right? He made $10,000. He's going to claim the $10,000, right, that he made. He didn't pay any taxes though, right? So they're going to be like, hey, Labrise, okay, now you owe these taxes on this $10,000. But he's going to also show, look at all these expenses I had. Okay, I had to pay for this, I had to pay for that, I had to pay for that. And my expenses was like, oof, it was close to $6,000. Right? I'm just making the numbers up. So now the money that, even though he owes on, he didn't pay the 10,000, he didn't pay the tax on the 10,000, his expenses were 6. So now we about to pay on 4 versus the 10. So there's a way to make sure, you're just being taking account of like what the numbers are. Now, if he made $10,000 and his expenses was like 2, he about to pay taxes on them 8. That's just what it is. So you definitely wanna show them expenses as much as possible. Like for me, right now with my business, my expenses are always people. Like I'm paying a lot of money out from the business towards like people to hire this person or to hire this choreographer to hire. So it's like money that's being spent out of the business is for, services, right? So you want to, like, if you guys are anybody you use for anything, I don't care if you hire somebody to do your makeup, you hire somebody to do your clothes, you hire somebody to do your photos, those are your expenses, and you can put that against the business. Like, okay, yeah, but I spent a lot of money to, for all the photos and for the video editing and for this and that and that and that to promote my business, yada yada yada. So these are my expenses. Just, keep in mind like that's a part of it. And long as you're like, hey, well, I made this amount of money, and even if I'm paying quarterly taxes, that's fine. But just keep an account of like what am I actually spending out for expenses. That'll help. But definitely get somebody, because I'm not a tax accountant or a financial advisor, but I understand how it works, and you just want to make sure you have somebody that can help. I'll say this: sooner than later. I waited, and I wish I would have had somebody sooner when I first started my businesses, just for the guidance and the help, because you're going to need it. It's like there's no escaping that. Obviously got to file your taxes and all that. So just kind of getting in that rhythm and that habit of having that as a part of it. It's like, okay, well, I want to be a business owner. Okay, I'm an entrepreneur. Okay, like we understand that, so we got to do that part too. There's no kind of like skirting around it. It's like, and then if your business really takes off, you really gonna need that in place. So if the Breeze all of a sudden he's like going around the world teaching, and he's in different countries, like, you're making all this money. Okay, now let's keep in mind, have we taken in account of like what money have we, because they've been all giving, they gonna give y'all 1099. They're gonna be like, hey, come fill out this W-9, fill out this W-9, fill out this W-9, fill out this W-9. And by the end of the year, you got like 10 W-9s, or you got about 1099s in the mail, and none of that money had taxes taken out. And now you like, okay, so all of this money has to be taxed. And so then you go back, okay, well, let me go make sure I got all my business expenses, not personal, business expenses. What did I spend? What did I rent? What did I buy? What did I need for these shoots and for this show and for this flights and for all of that? Find it, keep it, and add it up, and then give it to your tax person. to set it up. It's like, okay, hey, look, you only owe this amount of money. And it's still gonna be a lot, but you know, it's better than what you actually would be paying. So that's kind of in a nutshell what that someone looks like. I'm not the most qualified, like as far as articulating the actual like what it is, but yes, like you asked about the quarterly taxes, you do pay those. And then whoever's doing your taxes, they'll definitely be able to help you with that.
No, you made perfect sense. You made it very clear, easy to digest. So yeah, so now I basically kind of understand the concept of it. So the business account is really to reinvest in the business basically, so that you prove your expenses, and then you can also pay yourself. But it's just ways to do it so that you can show your expenses when it comes to do the taxes. That's what I got from it. So it makes
Yes.
sense. Okay, got it.
Yes, that is exactly it. That is exactly it. And it's cool, you know, like it's one of those things that it's a new territory, I think, for I mean, even for myself, even though I've been doing this for a long time, it's still always a new territory. Like even I'm starting a new business and it's like, okay, I'm just doing this again, you know, it's like, but it's something else. And just that whole process of like I literally just got a bank account and I'm just, you know, like doing that process. So the cool thing I will say for each of you is that this doesn't have to be your only business. I want you to really think big when it comes to expanding your the financial landscape of like yourself as an entrepreneur, because it's not just, oh yes, I dance and I have a business, but in 10 years from now, even 20 years from now, thinking about like what I could really have set up for me long term and just be okay with the journey of learning and making mistakes. Cause I'm telling you, you're gonna make a mistake. Trust me, I've done them. And it's no, there's no avoiding that. But and sometimes it can be scary, just like it's especially for I will say like dancers, we all are super confident, when it comes to dance and performing and doing all that kind of stuff, because that is our our backbone. We are strong in that space. When we start like going into other spaces that's not where I'm not really confident, or I'm not like the best in the room, or I'm not, it can be a little intimidating and a little scary, and it'll prevent you from even doing it. You'll just like, oh yeah, I ain't gonna, that ain't me. I'm gonna just stay over here, stay over here in this lane. Okay, I'm great. I'm just keep dancing, and it's like, okay, but we still have to be, we still are dreaming big. So with that comes a learning curve and just being okay with, let me try some shit out, and I might fail, but I'm gonna try. And then even if I fail, I learned something that I didn't know before, and so now I'm gonna try it again. But I will say now we are a little bit more we're a little bit more advanced with the opportunity to get the information versus before. When I first started, nobody was definitely talking about no LLC. I remember my friend, we were dancing for Christina Milian, and this, okay, so let's 2000, like this 2003 or four, probably four, I don't know. And she's like, I think I'm gonna just get my name an LLC. And I was like, wow, what does that mean? Like, what do you mean you're going to get LLC? She's like, her name was Julianne. Matter of fact, I'm gonna send y'all her Instagram. She's so dope. Her Instagram is I think it's Juju Gold. But anyway, she used to do this she used to make jewelry. Like she was like so good at just made gold jewelry. And it used to be like super, she liked the gaudy, and it was like just all kinds of like gold, right? She had gold rings, gold. She's like, yeah, I'm gonna do a company called Juju Gold. And I mean, she's a dancer like me. And I was like, oh my God, that's so cool. You have a business, you're doing a business outside of what we're here dancing. We were the artists in a rehearsal, and she was talking about her business. And it stuck with me. Like I, to this day, remember her saying, I'm starting my company. It's gonna be my name, Juju Gold LLC. And I was like, wow, that's dope. And I remember just having the spark to like, I knew I wanted a business. I just had no clue. And I knew something with dance. So it's fine if you don't know what you're doing, and you just like, I know it's something else I gotta do, and I'm just gonna figure it out. And fast forward to where y'all are now, there's so much information at your fingertips that it's literally like impossible to not do it. And even if you make mistakes, it's like we can get it fixed. We can, talk through it or figure it out. So starting your business is one thing, and then having the courage and not being afraid to mess up or this is the space. This is why I created this space, because it's like I don't expect everybody to know who told you. Unless you had somebody that was like, okay, this is what you do first, this is what you do second, third. Okay, after that, I need you to go do this. Like nobody is doing that. So we got to do it for ourselves. All right, well, I'm gonna create a space that's all we're gonna be talking about is entrepreneurship for dancers and starting our businesses and getting the questions answered that you might have or that pop up. All right. So if I know I want to start an LLC, what's that process? Okay, do this, do this, do this. Okay, cool. Okay, the next steps, you're gonna do this. Okay, next steps, you're gonna do that. And then we're gonna do it again. You're gonna probably start another business, and then you're gonna do it again. And then you're going to create another opportunity, more generational wealth for yourself that is businesses. And so while you're dancing, this is like a side hustle that you'll be doing for yourself as you go. And while you're dancing, your business will be paying you as a either owner or CEO or an employee, like just like the company that's paying you to dance for this video shoot. It's literally the same thing. Literally the same thing. Just like this artist that's about to cut you a check for this show that you're doing, or oh, I'm about to go do Coachella, or oh, I'm about to, work on this TV show, whatever, it's gonna be the same thing. So that's kind of where I feel like we all as a community need to be headed. We cannot continue to just the dancing, and then there's nothing else after. It's like, what are we doing after? So those are some of the things that don't be afraid to start, and don't be afraid to fail either. I failed, trust me, y'all. I failed enough to tell you. You just got to get up and do it again. It's like, oh, it didn't work out. I've had businesses for a very long time that I do not do anymore. And there are things even on the side when it is going well that, you may decide like, well, I really don't want to do that no more. And that's awesome. You have that choice and option to not do. You're like, I want to do something else. I want to try something else. And before that just didn't exist. Nobody was telling us that or explaining to you like how to do it. So yeah, so those are some of the things I'm just talking to everybody tonight who has a business. I know, Robin, you had your hand up. I don't know if you want to ask, but who started their business or LLC, and if they have any questions in regard to that.
I was gonna let everyone else go, and then I can ask you a question.
Okay. Jasmine or Rocky or Jadida, if you wanted to hop on the mic. Or did y'all have any questions?
Does anyone know like how long that process takes to obtain an LLC?
Not long. I feel like
When I did mine, I literally got it done like Monday the 1st. I applied for the business. Tuesday the 2nd, I got my EIN number and applied for a business bank account. And the 3rd, I was like all solidified with my LLC. It was so fast.
that's good. I know like when you do with the Secretary of State, are you doing it in Carolina? Rocky?
Yes.
So I'm not sure how long theirs take, but normally once you apply and then you waiting for like the approval, if it's approved, if the LLC is approved, I would say like a maximum a week, if that. But then right after that is when you can So technically you want to do, so when you do your LLC, you can do the EIN too. But be careful because sometimes you might get a rejection. Normally, if you get a rejection, it's because something is like different or weird with the address or something like that. But once it's approved, you get the EIN, and that the EIN you can literally get it like right away. As soon as you apply, you get the EIN number. And once you got your EIN number, just need to print that paper out, print out your Georgia secretary, or what I'm sorry, the Secretary of State, whatever state you're in, print that out, and go to the bank, have your identification and all that, and then you can open up the bank account. And that
And
can,
for me, I did mine in New York when I did the other thing. And for me to do the bank account, I needed to go get I needed to register my business's name. I forget everything because this was like years ago. But I remember trying to go to the bank to open up the business account, and they told me I had to get it approved, something like that. So I had to go to an office, tell them the name of my business, what the business was about briefly. I paid a small fee, and then I was able to go back to the bank account, to the bank with my business, so that it could say on the card, doing business as
yes.
whatever thing was. I forget what that part of the thing was, but I do remember that was one important thing for me to open up the bank account. I had to do it doing business as.
Yeah, so it's the registration I think you're talking about, but I feel like, well, it's kind of the same. It's the Secretary of State portion, but once you have that, you'll be able to that and the EIN number, you'll be able to get the account. And now they're doing something new that I had to look up. And I'm gonna get that information because there is something, if you open up an LLC this year, they have a 30-day window where you have to, it's a different type of registration. So basically, I'm gonna tell y'all what they're doing because they realize everybody is becoming entrepreneurs, which is not the goal here. Hey guys, we need you all to be working for people. Why are y'all all out here trying to start your own business? That was not the plan. The plan is to keep you guys dumb, to keep you inundated. The media's controlling you and telling you what you need to be doing. If you go to college, you need to get out of college, and then you need to work for somebody. You're not about to start no business, right? So now they're putting in place all these new extra things that have to be done, to prove you're a business owner, blah blah blah, right? So I'm gonna find that that it was something that I've done already, but you basically if you had a business before 2024, you have until the end of the year to do this. But if you just start, like, let's say you just opened up a LLC, from the time you opened it, 30 days from that day, you have to register. It's a certain type of registration that they're requiring you to do, or they will charge you $500 a day. And I'm going to get the exact web address. Yes, I know. It's something to basically make you it's something that they all trying to figure out, okay, how can we get them to not do this? Yes, a day. It's crazy. It's ridiculous. It's like, I'm like, what? Yeah, and they know, and they figure you're not gonna ever know about it. So like, yeah, let's just make them have to pay to have a business. So yeah, no, $500 a day if it's not filed within 30 days of your business being established. Crazy. But I'm gonna get that. I'll make sure I put that in the email before our next one. Yeah. Okay. I just saw Jasmine, you said you have an illicit set of gold star. Okay, yes. So do you know, did you tell me yet as far as what the business idea that you had for your business? And then oh, Jadida, I think you was about to say something too also. In regards to your business.
I was gonna say, I have not filed my LLC yet, but I have looked up the name to see if
Okay.
it was available, and started getting the stuff going. Hopefully I'll be starting it probably next month because in
Good.
Texas everything's not free, so I gotta get the funds.
Yeah.
Um, but I do plan on at least having it created starting next month. But I have looked up the name. We're
Oh,
getting started.
good. Yes, that's great. No, that's a start. Once you start, it's gonna be like, it's like contagious. You just you'll keep going until you figure it out. But I will say don't when it comes to like when it comes to the names, I'm trying to think. I guess it really doesn't matter because I've had a few at this point. I was about to say, make it should feel good, like it should feel exciting. Um, especially if it's something if it's like your first one or you're just starting, having that excitement for something that's yours is a thing that you're gonna always feel. It's something about the idea of something growing or you growing it or creating something from nothing, literally creating something from nothing. To me is like it blows my mind when I think about some of the stuff that I've been able to do, but it's always been from just an idea or a concept or a feeling. And I always encourage you guys to just keep that because people will try to dim that or make you feel like you shouldn't be trying to do all this other stuff, you should just be doing this and you should just like no. I think I've been obsessed with business just from when I was in LA. I just didn't really know how to do it. I just like, but I mean, I'm driving by all these businesses and I'm just like, I'm seeing people. I remember working on a TV show and my friend, or I don't know which show it was, but I remember my friend, he was like, yeah, just I'm gonna put my corporation on the paperwork, and he was a dancer. I was like, yeah, so this is my business, and he I don't know if he had like I don't know if he had paperwork with him with the company name. It's like it just made me be like, what do you mean? They're paying you as a business. I don't understand. So I'm just like, what? I don't understand. It just made me be like, okay, yeah, no, it's something else here because he's getting a check to his business, not his name. What does that mean? And then like I told you about my friend Juju Gold, she's like, yeah, I'm just gonna get my LLC, So I've always had like those little hints, but now it's like it's go time because y'all have so much at your fingertips to really, go beyond what the scope of it is to see you're a dancer. Like that's really not enough anymore. Because that's not enough to suffice what it is that we're saying we are and what we're doing. It's just not enough. So yeah, I just encourage, and that's really why I started this because I just want everybody to know that it's definitely gonna be bye y'all. It's definitely gonna be more than just, yes, I want you're going to be booked and doing jobs, but you're also going to have opportunity to have your business make money, Like imagine that. It's like my business is making money while I'm making money too. Okay, cool. And some of y'all, I don't, we didn't go into details about all of the jobs. I mean, all of the whatever your businesses are, but like, my our trail and his fiance, they just started a men's women scrub, like his and hers, like so it's like products. So like imagine some of you, maybe you're somebody like, oh, I love makeup, or I love lip gloss, or I like to create stuff for, little kids, or like I do bracelets or whatever. Like imagine you have a product, it's not necessarily all about service based businesses either. Like if you have a product that you do like, oh, I sew, oh, I make bags, or I make purses, or I do earrings, or I do, whatever, right? And your products are selling while you're working on a dance job. That's like, you're like, oh yeah, like I made X amount from, my business this month, and I made this dancing this month. What if it's the same? What if it's equal? That's amazing. So yes, I just want to keep throwing those those visions of what it could be to you so that you can continue to like explore and expand as you go. Tamika.
Sorry, I don't know. Today is like crazy. I have so much to say, and so,
Yeah.
apologize. I'm here talkative, but I
Mm.
just want to say like thank you for real, because I came to like the program with dance in mind, to be honest with you. Like,
Yep.
but the crazy thing is that I have dance history, but when I tell you I'm washed up in dancing right now, like if you ask me to bust a move right now, I'm gonna look crazy. I'm like, why the hell you dance again? But what I really got out of this program is like, it's like helping me like explore, like open up my mind, because since I started, like I'm doing other things to help fund this part of what I want to do, the dance. But it's like I've been booking things like extra roles. I've been booking like my
Yes.
roles, and it's like, bro, like I feel like even if dance is not where it's at for me personally, even if dance is not where it's at for me personally, just the fact that like you got my mind open to exploring different opportunities, it's like it's really going somewhere for me at this point. Like, so I just wanted to say thank you, because I can't help but hear you speak and get inspired each time we meet up with Zoom. Like it's crazy. Like every time we meet up with Zoom, I'm just like, wow, like my notebook filled with notes. And one more crazy thing is every now and again, I don't know, like it feels like a spirit just comes over me, like I don't feel like doing this right now. I don't feel like even today, no offense, respectfully, Kiki, but like I was like, I'm tired. I don't feel like hopping on the call right now. I'm tired. I think I just want to take a nap. Could you imagine if taking that nap and not that's some of these like gems that I'm getting right now? Like, so I just want to say like your program is top tier. Like your program is
Oh.
where it's at, for real, for real.
Thank you. No, that what you said is exactly the whole idea and just not just this program, but just how I want us to just shift our thinking. Because you would think that I would be telling you you need to be in class every single day of the week, and do what you need to do to make sure you book that job, that dance gig. And I mean, that's honestly, that's not everybody's story. It sounds good, but that's like lumping everybody in the same group and saying all of y'all have to do the same thing. That's ridiculous. Like that just doesn't, that's not realistic. The reality is we are all on different journeys and paths. Some of us new, some of us seasoned, some of us, just like I like dance, but I don't love it. Or some of us love dance and like, I can't see myself doing anything else. Or some of us like, I mean, I really like passionate about this business I got going on, but I do want to dance too. It's like we all over the place. And so I can't say my goal is to just expose you to everything so that you can make your route and strategy and decision based on where you are. You're going to know everything about the business. So like being knowledgeable and informed to me is like the best way to do it. That way you can say, well, I already know what I'm getting into if I know I want to go do this, or I know I kind of have an idea of how this is going to go. So maybe I want to try it or not, or like, hey, I already know I'm not trying to be on sets for 12 hours. So yeah, let me go ahead and let me get this business popping. And then if I decide I want to go do a two-step, I can, it's like you have that choice now. And I don't like people feeling forced to dance or not dance if they don't want to. Like I would never tell anybody that has done this program to say, now you have to go book these jobs now. Go ahead out there and get on that tour. It's like, okay, no, I want you to know about the tours. Yes, I want you to work if you want to do it based on where you are now. And you have the right to change your mind. How about that? You like, you know what? I actually changed my mind. Before I wanted to do this, and now I'm feeling like this. And that's what happens with everybody that has done the program, especially in the beginning. A lot of them were so dance driven that that's all they saw, and they couldn't even see anything else. And so when it was shown or like revealed in a different way, it's like, oh wait, I can actually be over here too. And I'm actually really good at this. I didn't realize how much I loved acting. I didn't realize how much I love being on live stage, or I didn't realize how much, like I'm actually really funny, or like I love improv. And now I get opportunity to do that. And I'm actually doing very well over here. Although I didn't think about the commercial space. I've just been so focused on trying to book this dance job. So it's like, so now I think it just broadens everything, and it's limitless. It's limitless. You can do whatever you want if you decide you want to do it. If you decide to maybe you're gonna like, yeah, I actually now I'm ready to put on my 2 steps and I'm ready to hit it. You can do it if you want to or not. It's like nobody won't ever tell you you have to do it like this, because this is how it goes. This is how you're gonna make it, and this is how you're gonna be successful. And this is how, if you say you're gonna be a professional dancer, you better do this, this, and this, and you can't do anything else. You can't go like that. Is nuts. That is nuts. So, there's so much I still haven't done that I want to do, and it doesn't change my title of being a professional dancer. I want to choreograph, creative direct. I want to direct. I want to do this. I want to do that. I want to be an entrepreneur. I want to be internationally known. I want to be an author. I want to be like, and it's never going to change my title of professional dancer. I'm still there, still, and I will still cut up on a movie set if I have to, and get the residual check. Okay. It's never gonna change. So yeah, like that's the part that they forget. It's like, well, I can do all of it. I can do all of it. And I'm glad you made that point, because that's exactly what it is. Like, it's the worst feeling is feeling like you're being forced to do something based on what the world or what the industry has defined it as. Like, my knees, child, I'm not trying to do all this dancing, like for real, like, I mean, I'm really not trying to be in these rehearsals like that. I love y'all, but that I'm not there. And that is okay. That is like perfectly fine. But I will go on this set. I sure will. I will do these takes. Oh, yep. It's like it's just different when you had options and you just know better now. So yeah, no, I appreciate that. And that's for everybody, just whatever y'all, and if in 5 years from now you say, okay, yeah, I'm good on the dancing, that's your choice. Yeah, exactly. You don't have to dance anymore if you don't want to. Or if you're like, yeah, I really want to just go do acting. I thought I wanted to dance, and now I've been bit by the bug. I see what it's like to be on set, and I got my first set of lines, and now I'm like, I'm all in. I'm trying to be on TV. Bam. But guess what? I know everything about tours. I know everything about music video land. I can tell you in and out. I know the rates. I know everything. But I'm about to go be a movie star. Ask Jenna Dewan, Channing Tatum, Harry Shum, Brandy Evans, Columbus Short, Kat Graham. I mean, I could go down the list. They all said, yeah, we hanging up these dancing boots and about to be superstars in TV and film.
I didn't know that Sky Black was a dancer. The
Yeah,
dude yeah.
Albester. Okay, I know him as Albester. But
Yeah, yeah,
thank
yeah.
you. Albester, he don't call him Sky, but Albester danced with me. And Sky Black, if y'all don't know who that is, Sky Black is actor that's on he's all Tyler Perry stuff. All the Queens Men. He's married to what's her name? That's from they both were on. She was on Sisters is it Sisters, and he was on All the Queens Men. But he's done a lot of television and film. But yes, he's dancer. Do you think he's about to go on tour right now? No. You think he about to do anybody's? You think he about to do any? And he's danced for Beyonce. He's done like he did Mariah. He's done them all. He Janet and Destiny's Child. He went on to like he's done dancing. So it's not like he can't dance. But he was like, I mean, yeah, I'm with the TV checks. I'm with the movies. I'm with over here. But it's a lot of them that are like that. And it's not to say that they can't dance if they don't want to, but they at some point was like, okay, I'm about to go be over here. His name is Albester. You won't see Albester anywhere. Sky Black, SK, is it YAH? I don't know. Sky. What's his wife's name, Robin?
It was his wife's name, her real name. You know her name?
Her is it
And
AJ?
she's on Sisters.
Yeah. They had the big
I can't
wedding.
think of her name.
Um, oh my God, I can't think of her name. But anyway, yeah, so he's another example. It's a bunch more actors that or dancers that became actors that are like well known. And some of them you probably didn't know that they danced professionally first. But they did. It's a lot of them. Okay, yay. All right. Well, we're gonna wrap it there. But this is kind of just an introduction, obviously. Each week we will kind of pinpoint certain things. And then as you guys have questions throughout the week, just hold on to them. Anything that's entrepreneur related, dance related, for these calls, we'll discuss on here. And
I had one question, Kiki. Well, first I saw her name is KJ Smith. That's his wife's name.
KJ. I don't know why I say AJ. I knew that.
And I am still working on the travel agent piece. I haven't forgotten that. And I forgot to mention that to you. But if we could circle back, I have a question about the payment processing, Stripe and Square you mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
So I know some of them have a monthly fee, but then there's also, is there a merchant fee on top of that for some of those?
Yes, like a service fee. Yes.
So how does that work?
It just takes out a percentage of whatever amount of money that you collect. So I think it's like for instance, if y'all pay $27, it's not, I don't get $27. I might get $23. So it's like a service fee that's attached, but then there's a monthly fee for the actual software that you get to use, that you have to pay to use.
Okay, so they automatically take that little percentage out.
Yeah, it's automatic.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. All righty. Well, yeah, we'll get more into that. I'll try to think about some other things that I think people know about, and then I'll be like, oh yeah, this is a good thing to bring up because there's so much. Like it's great. These are gonna be great conversations. It's gonna help y'all so much. Let me tell you, it's gonna save you so much time and mistakes and money. Save you some money. I'm gonna tell you, don't do that because you're gonna end up spending money that you don't need. And yeah, let me save you and try this route. So so that's what's kind of where we'll be at. I'm excited. And I was sick today, so I told him let's not do together. I don't want to get nobody sick. But yeah, so we'll be back. And then, like I told you, I'll be bringing in also other people that are entrepreneurs that can give you other perspectives, even within the industry. Get you kind of thinking, even if you don't know what you want to do yet, get you kind of thinking like, okay, what's an idea? Because I'm even thinking about other things. Like I'm telling y'all, once y'all start, you're gonna be like, okay, I'm ready to start another business because I have an idea for this, whatever. And it can be addictive, because we all have great ideas, like, oh my God, I have an idea for my business. And, you know, birthing a new business is exciting. I'm a like serial entrepreneur at this point. So welcome to the journey. It's gonna be amazing. Okay, cool. All right. Well, I will see most of you on tomorrow night, and the rest of you that are joining Dancepreneur weekly, I will see y'all on Sunday.
Thank you, Kiki. Feel better.
Thank you. Bye. Have a good night.
Thank you. Good night.
Bye.
Good night.
Good night.